Okay guys, well somebody asked me about how I have my A30 controllers wired up and thought I'd make a real quick video about it. This is how I've got mine wired up. As I'm learning, there are a couple of different ways that these things can be set up, and I'm probably going to be changing the way I do things based on that information, but for the time being, this is how I've got it done, and you guys can do the same thing. It will work especially on a 12 volt circuit. On a 24 volt circuit, you do have to be careful about your voltage because these relays burn up if you get over 32 volts. Better relays, they are more resilient, but who can afford better relays? Man, that's silly. Okay, so we've got 6 terminals. You can see what they're labeled over here. These 6 terminals are all we're going to, or the top 3 and the bottom 2 on the right are all we're going to use. The ground is common. That everything negative goes to that. So negative voltage from the battery and the negative side of your relay switches go to that top center one. Okay, so from there, top right, which is this one, that one is your positive from your battery, and then you're going to run a jumper from that terminal to the top left terminal, and then another jumper from the top left terminal to bottom center terminal, and then this bottom right terminal goes to the positive side of your relays. Now, as I've explained in some of my other videos, basically all the voltage coming out of this relay goes to my little rectifier over there, and breaks it down to 12 volts to keep my relays under control. Now, like I said, as I'm learning, this is just a standard, 2-pole relay, and it turns on and off these 2 connections. So there are ways where you can run, a different voltage just through these. One of the gentlemen actually is using the same relay to control inverters, very similar like this, but he's running the L1, the hot side of the AC current, the part going to the wall, through the switch. So instead of going through relays, whenever this turns on, instead of it turning on relays which connects to batteries, it's turning on the connection between the grid tie inverter and the grid. So that's kind of clever. There are other ways. Basically, I'm going to utilize the circuit in that fashion. I'm going to run 12 volt probably off of that thing. I'm going to run 12 volt off of that and use that for a 12 volt power supply for every relay and additional circuit. Every fan, everything will just run straight off of that, and then I'll use this to turn that 12 volts on and off to these things. Right now, my voltage is coming, this is straight battery voltage coming up, and then feeds over to these terminals, and it goes from there, it's battery voltage to read to that regulator, and then filter down. So yeah, that's that. Like I said, very simple. Hopefully you can at least see and kind of see what I've got going on. Orange and yellow in my circuit is ground. That might seem a little strange because that's not a common color to use for ground, but it works for me. It's something that's special for me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I will do my best to help you out. And thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening.